Hi, I'm going to talk about linear gradients and freeform gradients right now. So I have here, I've worked on the gradient mesh, and I want this part of the lamp to have a little more contrast than it did with the freeform, excuse me, the gradient mesh. It's all loosey-goosey and I want it to have more defined lines, and I can do these things many different ways. I could have gone in with the gradient mesh and really added more columns and manipulated it there, but I thought it would also be advantageous to put an extra piece over top of it. So, and also I can show you two other ways of making a gradient at the same time. So here I've traced this shape and I've clicked the gradient tool and I get the basic linear gradient. It goes from left to right, light to dark. So I can click on this color here, and then I can get the eyedropper tool. You notice what happens here, and I am going to select a light color for here. I'm going to click underneath the bar and allows me to grab another color. I have the eyedropper selected still, and I'm going to grab a color from here. I'm going to add another space, and each time I do that I get this diamond up here, which I'll talk about in a moment. I'm going to grab a spot here, and then this last one I'm going to grab a darker here. So if I click off of this, you can see I'm mimicking that pretty well. The bright areas, I would do those as a little shape. I could use the brush, or I could use a shape and use effects to play with that. So for right here, right now, this is one option that works pretty well. I am going to copy and paste and show you another where I'm going to go and make the fill for right now white, and go back to my gradients here. And I am going to select the freeform gradient, okay? So this freeform gradient, it has points or lines. So with the point, I just put a point anywhere on here. See that? And so then these points, I can also grab the eyedropper, and let me move this out of the way. And I can, when I edit, so when I lose those points, I just go back to edit again, click a point, grab the eyedropper, and pick a color. So I can click this point, the eyedropper is still selected, grab a color. Go to this point, eyedropper selected, pick a color. Go to this point and pick a color. So that is another way that I can do it. So you see it's got a little bit more modulation in there than I got with this one. Okay, copy, paste. And I suggest you copy and paste and try different things too, like I'm doing, because as you can see, I've tried several different ways of doing this while practicing, and I'm not sure which one I like the best actually. So going back to the gradient tool, I'm going to go to the freeform fill again, but this time I'm going to use lines, and I'm going to show you here. I feel like there's a dark here, and then this is light to dark in the middle. So I'm going to take my lines, edit the gradient, go to the lines, and I will draw a dot that then connects to another dot. So this works very much like the gradient mesh, where it gives you hot spots of color, but they do begin to blend. So I bring that in there. And then I'm going to go and rework it. So it looks crazy right now, but I can go in, and I'm going to zoom in on this, and I can go and pull these points around, and I will also obviously change these colors, but I want to get this fairly close to that edge because I want to get a nice definition on the edge there. So now I am going to grab the eyedropper, and which one am I highlight? Oh, this one right here. So I'm going to grab this color. I'm going to hit this one, eyedropper still selected, and grab this color, this one, and so on and so forth. And I can go back in and add more points if I need to as well. And then this is going to get darker here. I'm not going to get that light spot because that would be an added piece that I'll put on, and a light spot here. So then if I want to add another point in here, I can go back in here. I've got the lines and I can click, and you notice how that turns into a point right there. Grab the eyedroppers already dropped, and I can pick another color. And then I can go in and edit and also pull these points like so. Okay, so that is the freeform gradient. So that has a nice feel to it too. It's got more undulation in it. Okay, so there you go.